Lately, I've been watching videos about track and field athletes. Um, there's a channel that I'm going to link in the description, and it gives you an idea of who these people are. Training for the Olympics, training for the World Championships. It's about athletes and sponsorships, and a lot of athletes who don't have any sponsorships. And I'm really interested in track and field. I'm a runner myself, I'm an athlete, but I'm watching it from a filmmaker's perspective because I am incredibly bored with camera videos and filmmaking videos, which, not to say that there's anything wrong with those, of course. There's a lot to learn from, a lot of information, but once you know your settings, once you have some experience, I've shot 2 feature films, shooting a documentary right now myself. I'm trying to get some ideas for my documentary. And so I've been watching these videos from a filmmaker's perspective, from an artist's perspective, and they're beautifully shot. They're just really the highest level of storytelling from a visual perspective. And I really appreciate that, and I'm getting a lot from it. And at the same time, I'm learning a lot about these people, and I feel like it's enriching my life. It's inspiring to see what these people are going through, their dreams, their goals, and how they live their lives from day to day. It's really something that is motivating for me. And the other thing I was thinking about today was, I'm not shooting these videos every day now for YouTube. I backed way off. And I'm working on my script, and I'm really excited about this script. Like, there's some stuff going on in here that's really, really interesting to me, and I think is going to be very powerful when I get to share this story. And I realize that I'm working on the stuff that's really important, like I'm constantly shooting. Like, I was in New York City today all day with my friend Audrey, my best, like one of the closest people to me in the world. And somebody who, how everybody probably has in their life somebody who makes them feel normal, like the world's okay, even though the world is fucked up. When I hang out with her, I just feel normal, She's my people. Everything she says and everything she is resonates with me, and we just have fun, And it's funny because I think maybe a lot of other people would listen to our conversations and think that's fun, because we talk about deep things, but we have fun, we laugh, and sometimes we don't laugh. But I really, I love so much sharing a meal with somebody who I care about, and I got to do that today. And I also enjoy running around a neighborhood that meant so much to my life. I lived on the Upper West Side of Manhattan for 20 years of my life, and I live pretty far away from there now. And sometimes, I don't know, I hardly ever even think about it, to be honest with you, but on a day like today, it made me really miss it, miss the architecture, miss, the people, the energy. Although, to be honest with you, I was a little shocked that, I'm walking around the Upper West Side of Manhattan, and it's like one empty storefront after another. In the middle of New York City, in one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in New York City, I'm seeing empty storefronts everywhere. And I'm looking this way because there's more light this way. If I look this way, it's going to be really dark. So I'm thinking like a filmmaker, and I should have a light on me right here, but I'm not carrying a light with me. I tried to give you a nice background. You can see some beautiful buildings behind me. There's a beautiful theater right there, which is right across the street from where I live. So anyway, walking around Manhattan today, I got some great, still photography. Took some black and white stuff because to me, Manhattan feels like black and white. Although I got some color shots too, because there's some texture of some buildings that I felt the color would tell that story better. But I just thought today, like, lately, since I've been backing off of, well, it's not backing off. Since I was becoming really bored with a lot of what's going on YouTube, I've been, some people don't realize that a muffler is a really good thing on a car. I'm just saying. But anyway, since I've become so bored with YouTube videos, and I noticed that it's been harder and harder for me to find something that I enjoy, you know, I've been seeking other stuff. And so I've been listening to a lot of music, a lot of Coltrane, a lot of Miles, a lot of Keith Jarrett. You know, I've been listening to a lot of jazz, mostly instrumental music, because that's kind of my thing. Although I love, you know, vocal, you know, lyrical music as well, but I've been going after the instrumental stuff lately. And when I'm doing my training, my stretching, my strength work, when I go out there and run, I've been thinking about what feeds me as an artist. You know, what am I looking to for inspiration? What am I searching for all the time? And I watched Citizen Kane the other day. I'm going to watch Islands in the Stream tonight, a Hemingway story, George C. Scott film. He's amazing in it. I've seen it numerous times. And I realize that I'm just looking for the highest level of art to be inspired, you know. And I realize that these, you know, to bring this full circle, these documentaries about these athletes are, to me, the highest form of art. They're beautiful storytelling. They're getting all the shots. They're, you know, the technical parts of filmmaking are perfect in these documentaries, you know. And it's like, it's funny because when you think about things like autofocus and stuff like that, I see shots going in and out of focus, but not in an autofocus kind of way, like they're manually focusing. And I love it. I love the way it looks. Everything's so organic. The stories are organic. These are interesting people who are really dedicated to their craft. I mean, to me, these great runners are like great artists. Like they completely commit themselves to the journey, you know, to the day-to-day, you know, to the process. And that's everything for me. Everything for me. And it just inspires me to do better art. It encourages me to get my camera and work on my film, to pull out my computer and write on my script and get this screenplay together and let my imagination just go crazy. Like I'm writing stuff in this screenplay that's probably not so smart because it's going to be hard for me to pull it off because I don't have a real budget. I'm shooting this by myself. But I decided, you know, I'm just going to write whatever I want to write and try to figure it out later, you know. And if I can't get exactly what I'm trying to get, then I'll get whatever I get, you know. I'll figure it out. Whatever way that I can tell the story, I'll do the best that I can do. But I'm going to write the best screenplay that I can write. I'm not going to compromise the story. And watching these videos, watching Citizen Kane, you know, and the reason I watch Citizen Kane is because there's been so much talk about, like I made a video the other day about F8. And, you know, I got some pushback, like people talking about, you know, somebody said most films are shot at T2.9, which is like the most ridiculous comment I've ever heard in my life. Like that is so not true. And, you know, then he goes, oh, well, and he gave me the name of a website, they said so. And I'm like, well, they are wrong. Like that's ridiculous. Like nobody goes out and shoots a movie and says, I'm going to shoot the entire movie in T2.9. Like that, like what does that have to do with the story? What does that have to do with anything? So anyway, I watched Citizen Kane because there's no shallow depth of field in Citizen Kane. It's all, like you could see the entire frame. It's brilliant filmmaking. It's brilliant storytelling. You could tell what's happening in every inch of that frame. You know, every megapixel is being used to help to tell the story. It's not blurred out. It's not just looking cool. It's not using the lens at 2.8 because I bought a 2.8 lens. It's none of that. It's storytelling. That's what I love about these, you know, track and field videos. That's what I love about Citizen Kane. You know, Islands in the Stream, a great film. I can't wait to watch it tonight. Hanging out with Audrey today. She's a great artist. She's multidisciplinary, does so many things. Right now, she's out on the road singing. And, you know, it just really inspired me to be around somebody who I adore, you know, somebody who I relate to, somebody who's a great artist, and just the conversation that we have, you know, the real life. We didn't even talk about filmmaking or art or any, you know, we talked a little bit about what are you up to? What am I up to? You know, we did that, but we just basically talked about life. We had a good time. We walked around the Upper West Side. We talked about, you know, businesses that have come and gone in the neighborhood, stuff like that, because we both lived there for a long time. And it just inspired me to do my art. You know, it infused me with energy. You know, it made me feel good. And the funny thing is, I've been feeling sick lately. I haven't been feeling myself. I've been feeling kind of low energy and like trying to figure out what the hell's going on with me. And I felt so much better today. And I know it was because it was just healing for me to be hanging out with somebody who I love like that, who it's just so easy to be with. You know, doing fun things, eating breakfast in a cool restaurant and walking around the city and being around all these people of all kinds of different cultures. And, you know, like it was just beautiful all day. And so that's why I stopped to make this video. You know, and I'm not going to post it today because I don't really have time to edit this and put it together, but I'm going to, you know, I've been showing you some of the photography that I shot today. And I just wanted to share this story and say, if you're looking for inspiration, if you're feeling kind of dulled, and if you're feeling like you're stuck, you know, maybe the place you need to look is just in your real actual life, not in, you know, the specific parts of the art that you're working on. Maybe you don't need to look for videos about, you know, depth of field or framing, you know, composition or how to use a camera or whatever. Like maybe what you need is to hang out with more people, go out and do things, go to a museum, go to the movies, walk around the city, walk around your neighborhood, take your dog for a walk, just take your camera and take pictures, you know, yeah, put it on f8 and just shoot. You know, don't worry about your aperture, just shoot. Just, you know, capture what's going on in the world around you. And it's really inspiring, like real life. Feeling good, feeling happy, feeling connected to other human beings. That's what's inspiring. That's what's going to help you to make art, to express yourself, to share things. Because when you do all that, when you get involved in the world around you, you want to be a part of it. And if you're really an artist, if you're really a storyteller, then you're going to do what you do best. And you're going to create a story and you're going to share it. That's what you're going to do. Because that's what you do. So, all right. That's all I got to say about all of that. Oh, please subscribe. I'm not here as often anymore, so that would be awesome. Please hit the like button if you like this. Consider joining my Patreon. That would be awesome. All of that yada, yada, yada stuff. But thank you for watching this. And if you watch the whole thing, I love you for that because that's very cool. And it's very unusual in this world of TikTok brains where we're just used to like 12 seconds or 30 seconds or 2 minutes is like, oh my God, God forbid, that's like a really full-length feature film. But for me, my movie's going to be like 2.5 hours long. Like my script is probably going to be like 160 pages. So that's a whole other video, and I probably won't even make that video because I'm hoping you'll just watch the movie when it's finished.